Chapter 19. You don't have the same wing strength as a bird of prey, but at least you can fly. The Parrot Morph allows you to soar just underneath the upper canopy. Your green feathers offer camouflage. I like this morph, Cassie says. I really feel like I belong here. As long as Tobias doesn't eat us for lunch, Marco says, dipping under a tree branch and then soaring upward. I'm sure getting a workout, Jake says. This isn't like being a falcon and soaring with the thermals. You really have to work. Well, work it, girl, Marco teases. How do you know I'm a girl? Jake asks. Because that red tail is so adorable, Marco answers. Everyone laughs, and it comes out in parrot speak. CCC EPP. It feels good to laugh, even if you're doing it with a thick, curved beak. Pipe down, you guys, Tobias warns. I see them. Tobias has been flying ahead of the group. With his superior eyesight and wing power, he is able to see the Horkbuyer from far away. They're destroying everything. Tobias suddenly shouts. Must have gotten bored just looking. They're slashing and burning. Okay, fade back, Tobias, Jake warns. We'll take over. They just killed a sloth and her babies, Tobias continues. For nothing. Those murderers. Now, Tobias. Jake shouts. In another moment, you see a blur of brown feathers. Tobias drops onto a branch. They're killing everything that moves, he says in disbelief. That is what the Yerks are best at, Axe says quietly. You leave Tobias behind and fly ahead. You hear the Horkbuyer before you see them. Drakon beams sizzle. The smell of burnt things fills the air. You hear the cries of what sounds like thousands of birds, fellow creatures trying to flee. Guys? It's Rachel, who is spurted ahead, her wings just a blur of motion. I think I see something. Look down by that weird tree. Gee, thanks, Rach, that really narrows it down, Marco says. The one with the roots, Rachel says impatiently. You look down. You see nothing. Just branches and leaves. But then the leaves move, and you see a person concealed behind them. He is holding a spear. And then you see another, and another. You've found the tribe. They're spying on the Horkbuyer, Cassie whispers. It's funny how you sometimes feel a need to whisper, even though you're talking in thought speak. I have a plan, Jake says. Follow me and do what I do. He swoops down and lands on the shoulder of one of the tribe. They are men and boys, all with dark hair and alert dark eyes. They are wearing something that looks like a diaper made out of leaves. You swoop down on another shoulder. Rachel follows. Then Cassie. Marco. Axe. Tobias flutters down and lands on a low branch. The tribe does nothing. They don't even move a muscle. But you see every pair of eyes turn to one man. He is either your age or your grandfather's. It's hard to tell. Cassie, Jake says. You morph. Cassie doesn't even ask why. She flies to the center of the clearing. You wonder why he's chosen Cassie. But as Cassie begins to morph, you understand. Cassie can control her morph so that she changes gracefully. She isn't scary. She's beautiful. She retains her bright feathers as she grows. She changes her face first, so at first she's a bird girl. Her tail retracts, but her feathered wings still flutter. Slowly her feathers turn into smooth skin, starting with her feet and slowly moving up her body. Again, the tribe doesn't move. They don't raise their spears. A spirito, the leader says. He called her a spirit, Marco translates. Cassie, nod, Jake directs. Cassie nods. She holds out her arms as though she is gathering the tribe to her. It is a welcoming gesture. You realize she is telling them not to be afraid. Now draw a Horkbuyer with a stick, Jake tells her. Cassie bends over and draws the Horkbuyer in the dust. It's not a great drawing, but the Horkbuyer are pretty distinctive. Diablo, the leader says. Devil, Marco says. Cassie nods. Now draw the blade ship, Jake directs. They need to understand that we have to get aboard. Cassie draws the blade ship. She points to herself in the ship. Then she points to the leader and stabs the Horkbuyer with her stick. The leader grins. He throws his spear. Cassie. Rachel cries. But the spear just misses Cassie and lands at her feet. Straight into the center of the Horkbuyer drawing. Cassie smiles. The leader smiles. You all say CACACA or EPP. Cassie needs time to recover from her morph, so you all rest in human form. With a combination of signs and pointing, Cassie has arranged to meet up with the tribe again just as dusk falls. Your parrot morph was successful. You met up with the tribe and escaped the notice of the hork buyer. But you need another morph to sneak aboard the blade ship. You choose Chameleon, Poison Arrow Frog, Jaguar,